these are our two picks going into day number 2 here in the losers finals. I picked BOPPER and you picked DOONEBUG.
Maybe I should have picked Elite, but these two trainers here in the losers finals are still quite accomplished themselves. DOONEBUG, Hartford Regional Top 8, Arlington Regional Champion, Baltimore Regional Top 4, Milwaukee Regional Finalist, and also 2-time Worlds Qualified competitor here to fight it out and try to get back in that grand finals, running that Lantern, Mandibuzz, Medicham, Gligar, Registeel, and Lickitung.
Now on the other side, we have BOPPER, who was formerly a VGC player. This is actually his second top 8 after the Arlington Regional, and then of course he is going to be already top 3 in Sacramento. He's running the Lantern, Sableye, Lickitung, Medicham, Guzzlord, his spice of choice. It's looked so strong in this tournament against those Lickitungs. And then on the end, the Shadow Venusaur, which has been quite strong as well. I think we're ready to get into the games. Remember, this is best of 5. So game number 1, there it is. There's that Lantern, but this is good for Doon. This is one of the better matchups against the Lantern.
Doon is ready. I think BOPPER was paying attention to that winners round, seeing how strong Lantern was for Elite, is going to bring it in the lead against DOONEBUG. I mean, he has great solid play against everything, trying to catch a Power Whip, not able to do it, and now being met by the bulky Registeel.
Yeah, and this is a key difference here. Almost no one is running Registeel besides DOONEBUG. So Registeel can hard counter this Lickitung. It can hard counter the Guzzlord as well. And it seems like DOONEBUG is very comfortable to run these ABA weak to Medicham teams. I believe BOPPER is also running that Dynamic Punch Medicham.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to do it, but DOONEBUG trying to pull out the big plays and big reads. No debuff is going to be a small factor here, but DOONEBUG should still win this matchup unless BOPPER starts deciding to spend shields. The right call is still to throw that Zap Cannon though, because you have to throw 2 moves anyway, so you might as well go for the potential debuff to save yourself a little bit of health.
Yeah, and you can do 1 more lick damage if you have some more attack on your Lickitung, which often those shinies do have a little more attack, but I don't think it's actually doing more here for BOPPER's Lickitung, as the Zap Cannon is going to be coming through. This will most likely knock out, unless there's an undercharge. No undercharge, and that does knock out the Lickitung. So how do you take this out? This is a great way to take it out, because you either get Dynamic Punch energy or Ice Punch energy. It's going to be super effective in the Lickitung or double super effective. BOPPER reached for a swap there, though.
Yeah, almost getting the swap off, but DOONEBUG smart in throwing the Zap Cannon in between the counter, not allowing that swap to happen. Attack is going to be dropped, though. So the real question is, do you want to come in the Gligar or not? And it decides to come in the Gligar, and here comes a combo play from BOPPER throwing this first serve.
Yeah, this is going to be super effective. As you can see, the Gligar can hang on from 1 and probably 2, but once you start taking these sparks, then you get in range of the Surf. The Surf is just available and swapped into the Lickitung, so precision from DOONEBUG right back at you, BOPPER.
A lot of catches back and forth, and here catching the neutral Surf, not doing a ton of damage to this Lickitung. Lickitung still has a lot of energy. This actually could be still anyone's game.
Yeah, and the Power Whip is already available, 1 Protect Shield remaining. If you land the Power Whip, then you can go straight Body Slam. This is actually huge for the Lickitung here, because you're almost at that Body Slam. You throw it before the Surf. Yes, wow, DOONEBUG is on point with his timing, just 1 turn away from that Surf being available, throwing it right before, ensuring the knockout into Lantern. Now, Lickitung has a good amount of health. You have 2 Protect Shields remaining. You're going to need the triple Ice Punch this Gligar, but I think BOPPER can actually do it.
Yeah, it looks like he is going for this aggressive farm down. Medicham still has so much health. DOONEBUG, though, does have an aerial ace banked, if I'm not mistaken. However, he can't swap to it because the switch time's not up, giving BOPPER so much energy, capped at 100 energy. But this is everything BOPPER needs in this situation. You do get the wing attack, though, and I think DOONEBUG, it's potentially possible that DOONEBUG might just go for the wing attack down at this point.
Yeah, but can you still outpace to the double aerial ace? Nope, it looks like the double Ice Punch is available right now, but the double aerial ace is available. Can you endure that wing attack? That's what it comes down to. Can BOPPER's Medicham hold on to this wing attack that went through so he can land the next Ice Punch? And he does! And he's able to land the double super effective Ice Punch and take game number 1 against DOONEBUG.
A huge Ice Punch there too. Medicham countering all the way down, saving 100 energy. BOPPER recognizing that wing win condition despite the fact that it looked so bad in that back-end matchup against the Gligar.
And that energy is just so valuable against DOONEBUG's line of 3. He was running Registeel, Lickitung, Gligar. So when Medicham gets energy against those 3, you're either throwing Dynamic Punch into a Registeel or Lickitung or Ice Punch into Gligar. I love the way BOPPER played the Medicham there to just build up energy, pivot back out, and then use it later to win the game.
And we see this replay. It is going to be that Medicham going for the countdown. BOPPER already knows I have the max energy, but I need every drop of energy I can get. And it mattered so much in the end here. You can see too, BOPPER trying to go for that double Ice Punch and just barely surviving. One wing attack short of knocking out this Medicham. If BOPPER played it any differently, he would have lost that matchup.
And it's crazy how Doon is set on running these teams that are ABA weak to Medicham, but Lickitung is okay against Medicham in that lead. If you face that Lickitung in the Medicham, at least you can protect shield on the Dynamic Punch and still be fine in that one protect shield scenario. So technically you still aren't ABA weak, but the way BOPPER's playing it is just banking up energy, then using that against the backline, and there's not a lot of great options that can soak energy from that Medicham. I expect Medicham to be in every battle for BOPPER, which actually forces out Medicham from DOONEBUG.
And I think BOPPER was really paying attention to that matchup against Elite versus DOONEBUG in that winners finals, right? Drawing a lot of similar strategies, relying on that Lantern, relying on the Dynamic Punch Medicham, recognizing that Doon is particularly weak to that core. I mean, here's the problem with DOONEBUG's team. There isn't a hard Medicham check. Yes, Gligar, you have the aerial ace and wing attacks, but you take double super effective from Ice Punch. Manabuzz pretty much loses the 1 and 2 shield scenarios if you start shielding. And then, yes, you have Psychic Medicham, but if you don't land the Psychic or you don't get the Psychic on the Medicham, you're in a tough spot. On top of that, you have that safe option of Lantern. We've seen DOONEBUG overcome so many challenges in the past. Can he overcome this team comp disadvantage?
And there's no true counter to Gligar either on BOPPER's side. Yes, you have the Lantern that's pretty good against that Gligar, but the Gligar will resist those sparks and throw those super effective digs. I expect there's just going to be a ton of Medicham Gligar core from DOONEBUG, and then on BOPPER's side, you're going to bring Medicham and Lantern yourself. But what is going to be that third pick for both trainers? I feel like that could be the story of this series.
It's going to be interesting to see how DOONEBUG is going to be adjusting. He's already down 3 games in a row from Elite, now down another game into BOPPER. You know, if you're Elite, you're probably looking for a rematch from DOONEBUG because there isn't a check to that Lantern, but DOONEBUG is going to try to fight her way through and find a win condition. I think this is a really important set, not only because DOONEBUG needs to win it to get that rematch, but DOONEBUG needs to figure out, how do I deal with this Dynamic Punch, Medicham, and Lantern core? If he could crack this puzzle in this losers finals, he has a chance of cracking it against Elite in the grand finals.
I mean, it's all on Gligar at this point, in my opinion, because it is the safest Pokemon. It is the Pokemon that has the best play against that core of Medicham, Lantern. But I feel like BOPPER is in the driver's seat because he can choose how he wants to play the game, how he wants the soft lose matchups, try to ramp up energy, pivot around. It just feels way safer for BOPPER in this matchup. And here we are locked into game number 2. DOONEBUG and BOPPER both looking for a rematch against Elite in the grand finals here at the Sacramento Regionals.
Let's go. We are getting into game number 2. Let's see if DOONEBUG can find a win and cut off this momentum. And we got the coveted Guzzlord on the side of BOPPER to start things off in game 2.
An ABA strong against Guzzlord, so here comes a Safe Swap Lantern. There's no clear answer because there's no clear answer on DOONEBUG's team. He was the only trainer in the top side of these top 8 without a grass or dragon type to counter the Lantern, and it's absolutely showing against Elite and now against BOPPER.
This is a really great spot for BOPPER as well because BOPPER's kind of ABA weak to this Psychic Medicham. You have your own Medicham in the back, and you have Guzzlord. Both are going to lose that matchup.
Drop.
But we get the defense drop. That's going to be huge for Doon. Do you see a potential catch? No, it is going to stay in this matchup. Do we see a shield, though? This is a pretty obvious surf, and it looks like Doon is content on just letting this go.
Yeah, and you've probably probably can get the counter down here. I mean, it's going to be close before the sparks. You might have to commit an Ice Punch, so you have to commit an Ice Punch just so you don't get sparked down here. I don't think BOPPER cares as much about alignment. Yes, DOONEBUG is ABA strong. Oh, BOPPER does care about alignment. He wants to match up his Guzzlord into Gligar, and then that means Dynamic Punch Medicham into Registeel, so that could be crucial in the back. And this Lantern might be able to get to a Surf against something. Yes, does get a Surf against Registeel, but also, no, tries to go for Thunderbolt.
Oh,
wow!
catching a resistant Thunderbolt on the Gligar as well. DOONEBUG on top of his catches. I didn't even know if BOPPER was going to get it off, but clearly both these trainers knew that was going to happen. DOONEBUG made the adjustment, but this is tough though. You still got that Dynamic Punch Medicham to contend with in the back, and Guzzlord is exactly where it wants to be at this point.
That was incredibly smart by DOONEBUG because he knows that BOPPER gave up that Protect Shield just for alignment. So DOONEBUG is not going to be able to keep alignment. He banked up energy onto the Registeel, soaked the Thunderbolt onto the Gligar. You can't play that any better. And now the Dragon Claw is available. Actually, BOPPER picks up a Protect Shield, and if DOONEBUG isn't careful, there's another Dragon Claw on the way after one Dragon Tail. No, the dig comes out first.
Really great plays from DOONEBUG. DOONEBUG is actually in an interesting position now because Registeel wins that matchup against Medicham, even with Dynamic Punch, if you have that one shield advantage. So let's see if that's going to happen or not. And you see BOPPER is going to throw. I think DOONEBUG's probably going to let this go, right? Gligar is already done his duty, got the final shield. Oh, no! Choosing to shield. Okay, do we see him maybe swap over? And see, oh my gosh, swapping over with very little health left on that Gligar.
But the problem is BOPPER also swapped over with the Dragon Claw. So I feel like DOONEBUG is expecting to Zap Cannon this Medicham, get it within Aerial Ace range, which is going to get close to Aerial Ace range, absorb this Dynamic Punch, and then be able to knock out with your own Aerial Ace into Medicham. But even if you do that, BOPPER banked the Dragon Claw, which will knock out the Gligar. So BOPPER is in amazing positioning here.
And not only that, I don't even know if this Aerial Ace is enough. Oh,
wait a second, no!
Zap Cannon off. That debuff earlier was the thing that set DOONEBUG up for this. What is this Registeel on? DOONEBUG's Registeel surviving everything.
Wait,
this is going to be charged
who wins charge attack priority? It's Gligar. I'm pretty sure it's Gligar. And no!
Oh, it's a Guzzlord coming through with the charge priority. We rarely see this matchup. I don't think anyone knows who wins charge priority there, but Guzzlord able to close out for BOPPER 2-0. He is one game away from making it to the grand finals.
My goodness, that in-game was so complicated. I actually can't wait to see the replay of that, maybe in slow motion, so we can go through that piece by piece. But there were so many things that happened in banking out with the attack on Gligar. Then BOPPER countering that by banking out a move with Guzzlord because you only take 1 damage from Registeel, so you're not worried about that. And then I thought it was a fumble by BOPPER here, and this is the situation I was talking about, getting the Protect Shield here, and watch how DOONEBUG banks an attack, swaps, and then BOPPER stays, banks an attack too, and then swaps as well.
And then you see this critical Zap Cannon debuff getting to another Zap Cannon as well into this matchup. I mean, you probably couldn't even throw a Focus Blast here if you're DOONEBUG, but going for the Zap Cannon as well to take out this matchup. And we all saw this coming, right? We're saying it's charge priority. Who's going to take it? And it is going to be BOPPER and his signature Guzzlord that's going to take this Gligar out. Butters, what am I watching? This is a Gligar in the losers finals. Oh, sorry, a Guzzlord, I should say. Yeah, Gligar too, I guess, a year ago. That would have been wild too.
It's still pretty spicy. Yeah, we weren't expecting this when we were in that Walrein Nidoqueen meta, that we would be seeing Gligar Guzzlord in a losers finals, but we are seeing that, and BOPPER is just 1 victory away, but this is not what he wants to see in his path to the grand finals. It's the Registeel, so he has to pivot out the Lantern. There's just no counter. There's no counter. DOONEBUG doesn't have a Grass or Dragon.
Yeah, but Registeel is going to win this Zero Shield matchup, so it really depends on how BOPPER plays this. BOPPER can maintain a switch advantage if he decides to shield, but timers are going to be starting to be really misaligned at this point in time. DOONEBUG pretty comfortable here because the Guzzlord is not that strong into the team of DOONEBUG. You have neutral matchup with the Gligar and positive matchup with both the Registeel and Medicham. Yeah. And Medicham, again, looks really strong into the back line because BOPPER, again, ABA weak to Psychic Medicham in the lead.
Right, this is the adjustment that Dune needs here. Needs to rely on that Medicham in the back because of how strong it can be against BOPPER, because BOPPER is always bringing his Medicham. Now he's bringing Guzzlord, so he is double weak to that Medicham in the back. He might even be able to pick up a Protect Shield. He picks up a Protect Shield here too, so now he's going to have possibly energy advantage and Protect Shield advantage for that Medicham in the back, and BOPPER has to commit energy, swap in the Medicham, and just trying to get a counter down here, but he's got to absorb a Thunderbolt.
Switch timers are super misaligned at this point in time, but BOPPER, I mean, this is pretty much the matchup you want. You are debuffed though, and so now coming in with that Dynamic Punch Medicham, you are down shields, and you don't have the best matchup because you're not running Psychic, whereas Psychic is going to be pretty hard hitting into his Medicham mirror matchup.
Yeah, and it hits onto BOPPER's Medicham, and BOPPER needs to get to double Ice Punch to knock out because, remember, it is Dynamic Punch, not Psychic, so you're not going to be able to Ice Punch and counter down. So DOONEBUG is going to be able to threaten with that Psychic. Do you try to swap? Like you mentioned, the timers are so misaligned, you can't even try to swap on a Psychic. Charge attack priority, though. This is absolutely huge for BOPPER. No shield.
DOONEBUG just going to let all the energy go, and now BOPPER has the alignment he wants. However, Gligar is looking very safe into the team of BOPPER. Can you get the Ice Punch? And you can see the timing from DOONEBUG, expert timing, throwing this aerial ace before the Ice Punches reach. BOPPER already down a shield, doesn't want to spend the final shield. Can Guzzlord pull this off? That's the real question here.
Guzzlord, is he up to the task? And BOPPER is gonna unleash it here, bringing in those Dragon Tails, Dragon Claw, Crunch. There's 2 Protect Shields remaining for DOONEBUG's Gligar. Timing on your fast attacks will be crucial here. Going for the dig, instant no Protect Shield into this Guzzlord. Can it pull it off?
First dig is going to land a little less than half health remaining on the side of Guzzlord, going straight for the Dragon Claw, actually getting a no shield from DOONEBUG. DOONEBUG confident in this Gligar, but I don't know, you're starting to be in fast move range at this point.
And yeah, the Dragon Tails are just adding up, and now you finally do Protect Shield. Maybe he's trying to save that Protect Shield for the Surf, knowing that if he double Protect Shield Dragon Claws, there could be a combo play at some point with the Surf, but I remember that Lantern being pretty energy dry, as the aerial ace is gonna not be Protect Shield. Last second Protect Shield. BOPPER wants to win this with the Guzzlord. Pivot into Registeel. Registeel has energy. Pivot into Lantern. Registeel outpaces, but is gonna be energy dry here, and BOPPER's gonna be able to Dragon Tail down.
Can Guzzlord pull it off? Dragon Tail's resisted, but that just means even more energy for BOPPER. You can see Registeel doing its best, but it cannot get to the moves. I think there's a move though. No, there isn't a move, and we're going to the fast route. Guzzlord catches BOPPER taking it all the way, 3 times running Guzzlord, and a sweep in this losers finals for BOPPER to get himself a rematch against Elite in the grand finals.